attractive, let's put it that way. I have been out with older guys, and I have been out with guys who are younger than me. You see, the thing is, I don't teach guys how to be a type. Okay, we all have a type. You have a type, I have a type. We have an initial type, what we look for in a partner. And, you know, for girls, it's usually going to be 5'11", slim, athletic build, all this kind of stuff. But how often do you see those girls with these kind of guys? It's not because they can't find these guys or they can't attract these guys, because they meet somebody else who might not aesthetically be their type and actually might not even have the qualities, the qualities they look for in the character of their ideal type, and yet somehow they still end up lusting after them. This is because these guys, like all my ex-boyfriends, have something called game. And game will outmatch type any day of the week. I want you to think now, guys, about a girl that you met who was pretty. Okay, she was pretty, she was nice, she ticked a lot of boxes. And for some reason, you just weren't that crazy about her. And you don't know why. And you'll say, well, it was just the chemistry wasn't there. And then you'll meet another girl, and she won't be so hot. She won't be like, you know, hideous, but she won't be that hot. She won't be your physical type. And, you know, when you first meet her, she's okay. And then suddenly, you really want to bang her, and you really are attracted to this girl. And then suddenly, before you know, you've got one-itis. Come on, guys, we've all been there. We have all had, like, one-itis or really lusted after someone who's not our type. And you know why? Because that girl, you're going to put it down to she had chemistry, she had a nice personality, she was sexy. A lot of guys will say it's because the girl's sexy. Wrong. She had game. That's what she had. She gamed you. Intentionally or unintentionally, not the point here, but she had game. So another thing to point out is the guys who I have ended up being with who are really not my type, that kind of attraction is much more powerful. Because if it's a guy who is my type, or any girl's type, we can break it down and we can explain it. Oh yes, he's tall, he's wealthy, he's friendly, he's confident. And actually, life's a little bit more complicated than that. And as you can imagine, women are a little bit more complicated than that. We want to have a guy where we say, why am I attracted to this guy? What is it about him? He's such an asshole, or he's not even my type, or I don't even fancy him, you know, look at him. That kind of attraction is much more powerful because we can't explain it. We can't articulate it. So what we do is we romanticize it. We say, it's meant to be, it's chemistry. So remember, guys, don't get stuck on type. Game is everything. That's what I teach my students, game. Okay, so this one is from Snowy Moore. Is that your real name, Snowy? My question is in regards to online dating. Some reason I had a good run of success last year in meeting new women in person. Okay, so I take it that you tweet to me if I've got this wrong and you're listening, but I take it that you've met these girls online and then met up with them. But since then I've just not been so lucky. Conversations don't last as long online, and women don't respond much after one reply, or not at all, hardly. Okay, fine. Snowy, you're going to have to get back to me for me to answer that question. I'm not sure the way you've worded it, if you met those girls online and it was all going well, or are you saying that you used to meet girls in bars and clubs and it was going well, and since you started going online, it's all started going pear-shaped? Because I can help you with that, but I do need you to correct me if I'm wrong on that one. Okay, fine. Next question. I will come back to that one. Marcus Core. How do you get women you want if you know she's high maintenance, but you know you can't afford her? She has a house, you don't. She drives, you don't. I mean, I don't care how good looking you are or how good in bed you may be. This is a real pessimist. If you haven't got what she has apart from a similar personality, it's just not enough. He's telling me my job. I think I'm trying to ask, how do you make a woman feel secure with just words or game? Not with material. It's impossible. And he's put exclamation marks there. This is going to be a tough one to crack. Okay, fine. Like I said, I have been at a broke guy's, and I don't need a man for money. I earn a lot of money. I have a nice apartment. Yeah, I don't ever use men for money. It's just not my thing. It's very cheap. I like having my own money. I think I'm slightly power hungry. That's why. But there's two types of guys. So there's the broke guy that I meet. When I say broke, I mean just doesn't have a lot of money or can't match my status or can't match how much money I earn. And this guy will complain about the fact he's broke. He will be miserable. He will be eaten up with jealousy. He'll have an issue with me earning more money than him. Totally, totally unattractive. Massive turn off. And then there's the broke guy that I meet who's absolutely comfortable with it. Now, usually guys who don't have money, they have passions. They're doing something, or they've got a dream to earn money one day, or they're just really not materialistic at all, and they actually just like living that life, maybe like a bit of a drifter, or a sort of a very artistic lifestyle, very bohemian. Now, as long as they're very proud of that, that will be attractive. They might not be able to offer me I don't need their security, but I'm talking about another girl maybe who's not as comfortable as I am. Yes, she might be looking for security, and they can't offer that to her. They shouldn't even try and pretend and say, oh, don't worry, darling, one day I'll have a job and we'll have a nice house and I'll buy you a car. You shouldn't be doing stuff like this. Don't use those tactics. It looks very, very weak. Instead, you have to offer emotional support. Okay? This is what you're doing. So when you said to me, Marcus, it's nothing to do with the way you are in bed or what you say, that's bullshit right there. Okay, a lot of strength in bed. That doesn't mean hard sex in bed. I meant strength and confidence in yourself in bed, and then to be able to hold a woman and protect a woman after you've had sex with her is very emotionally bonding, and that can speak volumes more than money can. So don't underestimate that at all. So showing her that you'll be emotionally supportive to her, and you're not going to need anything from her, that's very cool. That is very, very attractive. So I hope that answers the question. Okay, next one. Okay, they're all flying in now. Wait. Oh, that's nice. Someone just said they're wanking for me. Lovely. That was on Twitter. Okay, right. Okay, let's take Charles Gilmore. What is the best way to talk to a girl with an attitude? Okay, I like girls with attitude. I like them. They're my friends have attitude. It's much, much more fun than those little quiet mice out there. Okay, so the first thing you have to do is you have to love the attitude. You have to just change your whole view on it. You can't look at women with attitude as being bitches, or evil, or horrible, any of these very, very strong descriptive words. You need to look at them as precocious, cheeky and cocky and playful. When you look at it like this, you'll actually find that your vibe changes with it. I hate using that word vibe, but you do feel less anxiety, let's put it that way, because you're seeing it through a different lens. You need to embrace it, and what you actually say to her is you use something called validation. When you validate someone's behaviour, even if it's poor behaviour, even if it's rotten behaviour, you actually take away their power. So we used to have this guy on my team about a year ago, but he had to go on holiday and he never came back. And he loved difficult women. He adored difficult women, and he used to actually only go for the most difficult, which were these, beautiful Russian girls that we have in London, and they're really, really difficult. They have a huge attitude, but they're so beautiful. So he thought it was worth it, and he cultivated his techniques, and he realised that he would just say to him straight away, thank God I've met a girl who's my type. And he's already broken a pattern right there. Because most guys are like, hey, what's your problem? Or I don't think you're hot anyhow. Or they might be really, really needy and apologetic for their very existence. What you need to do is break patterns. So you break her autopilot response that she has. And you say, thank God I've actually met a girl who's got some personality. Every girl here is so fucking nice, it's boring. And usually 9 times out of 10, these girls will laugh. And I've had guys use it on me, and I just think it's really, really funny because they put it up there as a way to filter out the weak guys, because they actually have a lot of value for themselves. And they're usually girls with attitudes and protecting themselves. They're protecting a good heart, usually, which is why they have this kind of shield up. So that's a good tip. Loads for the bitchy girls. I'm one of them, and I have loads. I have to say I have mellowed out a bit though. Claudio, I'd like to ask why most of the time the girls are interested or attracted to me. I'm not interested or physically attracted to them. Oh gosh, I think everyone has experienced this. The reason why this happens, Claudio, is because when you don't care about a girl, when you're not attracted to her, you convey certain attributes that women like naturally without even thinking about it. So we actually teach guys how to convey those attributes when they like a girl, because when they like a girl, they forget about what to do and they start making a ton of mistakes. So what are these attributes, right? That's what you want to know, Claudio. Okay, she's not your priority. She's not your priority because you don't fancy her that much. You're not that into her. And guess what? As soon as she's not your priority, she wants to be your priority. You're making her work for it. You're not even intentionally making her work for it. You're not even aware. But she feels like she has to work for it a lot more because you're not paying her attention. You're expressing the fact that you're busy and your time is limited. You're doing all these things absolutely beautifully and they're working like a charm. So this is exactly what we're teaching guys to almost remember, pluck out of their subconscious. This is what you do to girls you're not interested in, and this is why they're always interested in you. So those tactics, we strategically place them in the interactions with the girls. So that's your answer. Okay, so this is Shalom Azar. Shalom. Okay, I'm going to there's quite a lot of questions here actually. Do girls like when a man is perverted? Is it attractive? Okay, okay, this is interesting. You're not perverted if you're unapologetic about it. Girls think that guys who are nervous, who are unsure, who are uncomfortable, who are apologetic about what turns them on, they consider them creepy and perverted. Take the next guy. The guy who likes to do a lot of nasty things in bed, if he's totally unapologetic about it and very confident about it, she won't see him as a pervert. She'll say that he's liberated or he's sexually adventurous. So it's the way you convey it. That's what's important. You can really get away with nearly, as long as it's legal, anything in bed. And you'd be surprised at how liberated women are also when they're with a very confident man who's, very unapologetic about what turns them on in bed. I hope that answers your question. 2, does a compliment to oneself make him seem more... I have to ask the guys at Loft Rock how long I've got left, because I have a lot of questions coming through. So can I get a tweet or an email? Oh, this is a nice one. Adam Murray, you're becoming more famous day by day, especially if your show comes out. Okay. Do you think this could have a negative effect on your past clients? No, because I'm not going to feature them unless they want to.
Free, free, tell you how I'm free. Brave is what you find me up to do. Wait, show you how I'm free. Great whenever I belong with you. Start with the first browser built for touch. Add the only search engine that allows you to ask your friends on Facebook. Let's give you Office, the world's most popular way to get work done, along with a cloud to let you share and collaborate with others. Play movies, music, and games from Xbox, and choose from over 50,000 apps to make it your own. Now bring it all to life with Windows, and use it on your Surface, your PC, or your phone. That's the new Windows. One experience on every device for everything in your life.
Can I get a heads up? Can someone let me know how long I have left, please? Thank you, Julius. That's very kind of you. He says, you sure have an awesome personality based on the stuff you're saying. Okay, right. I need a heads up to see how long I've got. Okay. Not getting anything. Let's look at these questions then. Does a compliment to one's self make him seem more or less attractive? For example, one says how he thinks he is so hot. I don't get that. Sorry, I don't understand that question. 3. When a girl makes fun of someone or says something negative about him, how does he turn that into positive energy? Good question. And how can he make the girl like him? Banter, give it back. Okay, right. Okay, so again, this goes back to shit tests. And I like the way that Shalom asked that question, because I believe that a lot of pickup coaches and dating coaches, they'll give you tips and techniques that can neutralize awkward situations or potentially negative situations. And I think that's a bit crap. I am one of those people that like to get a negative situation and morph it into something positive. I think that is a great rule in life, and you can apply it to business, and you can apply it to many different aspects of your life, and this is one of them. So it's a very, very good question. You shouldn't try and neutralize this. You should capitalize on it and make it work for you. So, with this, so she insults you or says something and you want to kind of make it into a joke. Banter, give it back to her. Give it back again, validation. Okay, never show you're stressed or you're angry or you're hurt by what she says. Give it straight back to her, something about her, and make it playful. That's how you make it playful. As long as you want. Well, come on, you shouldn't. Sorry, I'm just going off on one here. I'm talking to Loft Rock here, and he says you can be on as long as you want. And you know when the camera's on me, I'm just going to hog it for like hours. You know, I come alive when the camera's on. You shouldn't say that to an extrovert. You shouldn't say that to an attention seeker. Oh, sorry, Adam Murray from Twitter's just said, sorry, I meant that all girls would become... Okay, I get your question. Okay, so he's saying that because I'm getting more and more famous, all guys will become PUA experts, making us all the same again. Yeah, it takes it back to zero, doesn't it? so you're all going to be like, you're going to evolve to these amazing pickup artists, and then essentially that's just going to be like starting from scratch again. And then we have to like really take some techniques and grow them, and they have to evolve to a whole different dimension. Can you imagine that? That would be fantastic. Dimension game. Okay, I'm getting silly now. Back on track. I actually have got an answer for that though. because there's a question I have here which is about the game. I will skip to that question in order to answer your question. So this other question I had, which I quite liked actually. It was something about the game, and I'm looking for it now. Oh, it's so annoying. It was about, I can't find it. Alright, I have to make a mental note to come back to that then. Okay, fine. Let's go to the next question. Would I ever do Playboy? Yes, I would, as long as I'm front cover. How big are your boobs? Big enough for you to ask that question, but I can assure you they're not mosquito bites. Oh, this is the question. Do you think the game is too well advertised now? Surely the more people learn these techniques, the less effective they become. This is what I was trying to tell you guys. So this is very much like the tweet that I got, the question. So let's answer this. Okay, let's take the book, The Game. I've read it. I think it's fabulous. I think it's brilliant. I laughed in a good way. It's got some amazing characters in there, some amazing, wicked, awesome advice. However, things have progressed since then. I always say to my students, look, use it as a starting point. Read it. It's great. It will give you insights. But it is very LA. I love Los Angeles. It's like my second favourite city in the world. I do love LA a lot. Great fun, great people. Slightly different style of game there. Slightly different. And I think that this book, a lot of the stuff that is taught in that book, it wouldn't work with such certainty in certain places in Europe, okay? Europeans are just not so sociable, okay? Yeah, okay, there's Italians and Spanish. I'm talking about French, German, Scandinavian, British, Eastern Europe. They are not sociable people. They're just not going to go out and start talking to people. It's like a big effort to do that. Once you've actually got past the approach and you're in the comfort stage and you've got a solid interaction there, it's much easier than in America, but that part is quite difficult, and I don't think the game explored that area as much, only because it didn't apply so much to its audience, which was in America. So things have evolved a lot since that. There's a lot of things that I don't teach that are written in the game. I don't like the heavy use of negs, N-E-G-S, which goes back to another question, it's a question here saying, what do I think of negs? Well, just, for instance, that I don't agree with. I prefer double-sided complements. It's a lot more effective, a lot more sophisticated. Negs, yeah, I don't mind the negs which say, you're too nice to me, you're too much of a good girl, telling her she looks like a cute little bunny rabbit when she laughs. Yeah, those kind of negs are fine, they're kind of playful. But things such as like, oh, you're spitting on me, or what's that on your face, making the girl feel really uncomfortable and shit about herself, I don't agree with that. I'm not here to hurt people. I don't teach my students to hurt women. I teach them to fuck about their mind a little bit, yes, but not to insult them, for sure, not to insult them. So there's a few things like that, for instance, that I just, threw out completely, and there's a few techniques in the game which have definitely evolved since then, but good book nonetheless, but my book's better. Okay, I'm gonna do 2 more questions, because I've just been told that I can leave in 15 minutes. Okay, these are questions about Big Brother. I'm not asking. Okay. Kezia Noble, are you a millionaire? Also, have many men turned you down, and how did you feel? Oh, I like that question. Let's put it, my family are millionaires. I'm not. I don't take money off them. I'm not going to lie. A lot of people want to give you a fake rags to riches story, which is very yawn, very boring. I do come from a very wealthy background, but I've accumulated all my money myself. I didn't ask for any help. I just had a very, very good education for my family. So I was answering that question. And the other one was, have I ever been turned down by a guy? Oh, you know what? I've had guys, obviously, that, you know, I've liked and they haven't liked me back, but I never made a move on them. I just sort of read the signs that they weren't interested in me, or they maybe saw me more as a friend, or I analyse guys. I look and I think, okay, so this is the kind of girl he's talking to. Maybe we're in a group and I can see where he's warming to in the group, which girl. And if she's like me, if she's very similar to me, and she's very outgoing, and she has a similar look to me, I'll be in there. Oh, definitely, yeah. I'm very proactive. But if he's like talking to a bit of a dormouse, or someone who's a little bit boring or a little bit nice, I'm going to think, look, you know what? He's not going to like me. I'm going to be too much for him. And quite frankly, guys who can't handle me turn me off anyhow. So synergy for me is extremely important. I go for guys who like alpha women. I'm attracted to men who like alpha women, who are confident around me. And the interesting thing is, I love men who make a move on me. I mean, if I have to make the move on the guy, it doesn't turn me on so much, because I think, oh, for heaven's sake, you're too pathetic to make a move on me. That's my personal opinion, but other girls won't share it all the time. So, okay, last question. Let's get a good one. I don't know, I've got so many here that are good, actually. I don't know, I've got hundreds of questions left. I feel really bad. I'm so sorry to all of you. Have you ever slept with any of your clients from your boot camp? If yes, how many? A big fat zero. I am very professional. I am extremely professional. I think maybe some of the girls on my team have, not mentioning any names, but a lot of those girls are not on my team anymore. I didn't fire them or anything because of that. They were great girls, and what they want to do in their personal life is up to them. It's just because they've moved on. So just don't look at my website and look at the girls and go, oh, it must be one of those three. I'm not saying that. But no, I haven't, because I am extremely professional, and I think that would be totally inappropriate. Would you date an unattractive guy who you found was very confident? I think we've established that. Yes, confidence is everything. I'm asking you right here, when you're coming to Macedonia, have you been to the Balkan areas before? Nope. I've been to Moscow. Is that close? Kezia, when you be in LA next? November. Not answering that question. And okay, let's just take this one last question. Kezia, after knowing all the tactics, are you still seducible? I mean, in the back of your mind, you might analyse too much about it. Again, I can switch off when I'm not working. I can switch off. It's a little bit like, sorry for this really, really crude comparison, but someone who's a gynecologist, you know, he has to look at ladies' private parts all day.